The magic of the record keepers is that they constantly remind me and give me this feeling and vibration from a being who was at a level of awareness where they weren't trying to be anything. They didn't have any stories or roles they were trying to shove themselves into. They knew who they were without even having to know, just by being. Just by being you. You are the magic that you've been looking for. Every single bit of magic comes from one single place, that spark in you. Service that spark. I'm telling you, service that spark. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Nathan. If you have not met me yet before, hello. My name is Nathan. And I make videos about crystals. And in today's video, I'm talking about, I would say, I've had so many crazy experiences with crystals, so it's so hard for me to say what's the most powerful one, you know? Like, I should probably just stop doing that. But I'm talking about one that has given me the biggest boost of just success in all the areas of life out of any other crystal I've ever had. Like, this crystal literally elevated me into so much success from the way that I was relating to it and experiencing all these amazing reflections. And it's called Diamantina Lemurian Quartz. So I'm talking about it in this video. I've made a lot of videos in the past. This one's different because I'm specifically talking about record keepers. So let's get it rolling. What is a record keeper? Well, a record keeper is actually a piece of Diamantina Lemurian quartz that has a triangle on the face of it. So I realize this sounds kind of strange, so on the screen I've actually got some video footage that I've edited in that you guys can check out. So notice how I'm spinning around the crystal, and when you catch it in the right light, it's very difficult to get it in the right light, especially on camera, I'm telling you. But these, I managed to get it. So you see how there's these triangles that show up? This means that it's a record keeper. Now, a piece of Diamantina Lemurian quartz that does not have these triangles on it is not a record keeper. So there you go. That is quite a literal representation of what is a record keeper, what isn't. This is how you identify it. Now, what makes this special in the first place, number one, very literal specialness here. They're rare. It's very, very rare to find a record keeper. And they're also very expensive because of their rarity and their metaphysical properties, which I am gonna be explaining in this video. They're very expensive. So honestly, guys, the best advice that I could give you, if you resonate with what I'm talking about in this video and you want a record keeper for yourself, for example, I recommend you check out your local crystal shops and check out what they have listed as Brazilian quartz. Okay? Because here's a fun little hack when it comes to Lemurian quartz. People be calling all different kinds of pieces of quartz Lemurian quartz. They just stamp the name Lemurian on there and then charge more money for it. And everybody's like, oh yeah, this is totally Lemurian quartz. Yes. It's not. Actually, Diamantina quartz is what in ancient Lemuria we were using. Now, if you've tuned into my recent, as in a year ago, whole playlist about Lemurian quartz, you guys know that I actually received all kinds of information and downloads about how I was the crystal priest in Lemuria. Yes, it's actually real, guys. This actually exists. It's freaking awesome. Just talking about it, I feel my being just sending me so much energy to relay this message with you guys, and I just love it. I feel like the universe just works with me sometimes. Like, there's certain things I talk about that I just, all this energy comes to me, and it's beautiful. It's like I'm not resisting my path or trying to change anything. I'm just working with the universe's current story and things, right? So, anyways, I actually received those downloads from the record keeper. But the actual reason that I brought this up specifically is because Brazilian quartz, you're likely to find what's called Diamantina. You can ask your shopkeeper, you can ask, you know, whatever, wherever you go, you can go on Etsy and type in Diamantina quartz or Brazilian quartz. And you'll notice that it might look kind of like this. It's got this frostiness in there, and notice how it almost looks like there's like symbols and stuff kind of like etched on the outside just from the way that it was created in the earth. So this is what they look like. So a lot of crystal stores and sellers are actually selling the real Lemurian quartz as normal quartz, and they just don't realize it, and they're marking up other pieces of quartz and calling them Lemurian when they're actually not. So here's the thing. You can get really lucky going to some crystal stores and checking out their Diamantina Brazilian quartz and just hold it there and look, and I guarantee you, especially if you feel resonance right now and you believe me, you'll probably be able to find a piece. Because they are expensive, and that's why the best way to get yourself a record keeper is actually to get it from someone who didn't realize that it was Lemurian quartz and was a record keeper, because a lot of people don't. So that's just a little thing that I wanted to throw in there. So what is it that makes it special aside from the fact that it costs more, is a collector's thing? Like what's the difference? So I really would argue probably 500 pieces of Lemurian quartz go through my hands, because I am a crystal seller. And if you want to check and see more about what Lemurian quartz looks like, you can just look on my Etsy shop. You don't have to buy it, of course. Like I said, you could probably find it cheaper from someone who doesn't know what it is, but you can get a better idea of what they actually look like so that you can get one for yourself. Now, the special thing about this is I've had so many pieces go through my hands, 99% of them were not record keepers. They were literally just normal pieces of Lemurian quartz. So here's the cool thing. All Lemurian quartz has this very smooth, slick, sexy, confident energy to it that I freaking love, dude. Lemurian quartz elevates me to success all the freaking time. Every time I pick it up, my friend Isaac once told me, watch out, you'll shoot your third eye out, Nathan. I thought that was a cute joke. So anyways, all of them have these basically abilities and this energy for you to connect to. So they all have the same benefits and effect profile aside from one simple thing. Now I've got those videos tagged below if you guys want to learn more about Lemurian quartz. I don't want to talk about it as a general conversation here because those exist already. The difference between the record keeper and regular Lemurian quartz is that regular Lemurian quartz, Diamantina, okay, Diamantina Brazilian quartz, okay, that's a Lemurian quartz. That's what it is, I'm telling you. It has the same amazing energy, but when it's a record keeper, what ends up happening is you're not just connecting with yourself and the energy of the crystal anymore. You're connecting with energy, vibrations, and information that was placed in the crystals by the ancient Lemurians. Now, the information and the level of collective consciousness and the way that the Lemurians lived was absolutely amazing. They lived way more in harmony and peace and so much more wisdomatically and intelligently with nature and each other than Atlantis did. Atlantis fell for a lot of different reasons I'm not gonna get into in this video. But the Lemurians, they were on some whole other level. And they worked with crystals so much that they literally had crystal towers all over the place. Everything was made of crystals. And they were working with real magic. And guess what they were using for all the real magic, guys? Crystals. Isn't that freaking cool? That an ancient civilization that we've basically been convinced doesn't exist and just not told about, and we've all been taught and led to believe that we are the highest evolution of humans ever so far, it's complete BS. We have fallen so much lower than their awareness and consciousness. And it's not because there's something wrong with us, it's just balancing forces and the way that the universe's path is unfolded. But they were using literal magic and they were using crystals to extend that magic. So the triangle that you see on the record keeper that I literally showed you guys on the screen, I'll pop up another to show you, this is literally the imprint of the technology that they used to put information into the crystal. Now here's the deal, if you see these triangles on this part of the crystal, like the lengthy part here, it doesn't count. It's only when it's on the tip, just the faces that are on the tip of the crystal, okay? If you get a double terminated record keeper with records on both sides, guys, keep that shit, okay? I sold one when I really needed money, and I'm really happy for the person that got it. They deserve it. It was definitely meant to be with them, but damn, that was some slick shit, guys. Oh my God. So when you're working with just a normal piece of Lemurian quartz, you're connecting to the energy. You're connecting to the energy of the Lemurian quartz and the energy that's from the earth. You're able to reflect from yourself. You're able to work with outer intention, do actual magic, the same thing that you can do with all of them. But when there's the record keeper, you now are holding something that literally has information imprinted on it by a civilization of humans who were so much more in tune with magic than us. Now, who's to say why they actually encoded the stuff in there? I've heard people talking about this prophecy stuff and crystal stuff all the time. They encoded it to pass on information to us, all these different things. Guys, I don't know. I don't know what's the exact truth about what's going on there. All I remember from my experience is being the crystal priest, magic being literally real, and my ability to use Diamantina Lemurian Quartz to do things that make literally no sense. No sense in this version of reality and the way we relate to it. The things I was able to do, traveling through freaking time. Oh my God. So when you are able to tap into that information that's there, again, who's to say why it's there or why they put it there? We could have all kinds of theories. Maybe it's a gift to us that they left it there to help future societies. The truth is that if you're not somebody who feels crystal energy and you don't know how to tune into it and give it permission to start working, it doesn't matter whether you're holding a record keeper, you are not going to get the information. You have to know how to access it. How do you access the record keeper and the information? I've got a video I already made. It's tagged below in the description called How to Activate Your Lemurian Quartz. I will not go over it again. It's already been done. So it's right there. So here's the difference that I feel when I'm working with them. Normal Lemurian quartz, I feel this expanded energy. Just like other quartz, I feel so huge. It is the best energy to work with for intention, guys. And guess what real magic is? It's woven together by intention. So this is absolutely amazing. If you have a piece of Lemurian quartz, do not feel upset if you check and see that it's not a record keeper. It doesn't mean that all the cool things you've been experiencing are in your head. Not at all. You're expanding yourself, you're tapping into magic, and you're using what is, in my opinion, the best crystal tool on planet Earth to work with as a human. The way you can work with it, the relationship that you can have, the information that you can streamline through it, the things you can tap into, the things you can expand. There is a reason why in Lemuria we were using the Diamantina quartz. Okay, there is a reason for this. It's because of the way that the structure is and the way the information can move through it. They were literally able to use these guys to step through the quantum realm of the infinite potential in all these different timelines. It's freaking wild. How do I know this stuff? How do I know it? Because I had a piece of record keeper Diamantina Lemurian Quartz. And when I held it and I activated it the way I talk about in that video, a freaking portal opened up, guys. This is insane. This is what happened for me with the record keeper versus a normal piece. I was literally holding the piece like this, like looking down at it, and I was literally just zoned out, just checking out the crystal, thinking how sexy it was and how cool it was. And I started noticing that I was zooming out extremely far, bird's eye perspective type thing. Like, have you ever seen yourself from the bird's eye perspective? Like this, but it just kept going. It kept going, going, going. And suddenly, I literally just instinctively all of a sudden something clicked and I knew what to do. Probably from all the past information that's encoded in my real being. And I just turned it like it was a key. It was so trippy. I turned it, no drugs were involved. I just turned the crystal and all of a sudden, all this information unlocked inside of me and I just knew things. I just knew things that I didn't know before. I knew things. I had feelings. I had confidence. I had experience. It was insane. So the record keepers are holding information and vibrations that basically just think of it like a higher consciousness type being, blah, 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 has put their vibration into there. And for you, the person who activates it and knows how to access it, you're streamlining that into yourself. So the difference, record keeper, you get to connect with ancient history and information and knowledge that's being passed down. Vibrations that were worked with for magic and rituals and incredible science. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Damn. A regular piece of Lemurian quartz, absolutely amazing, still taps us into the 5D consciousness. The difference is that record keeper instantly puts the fifth dimensional consciousness in you so that you're able to receive the information. A normal piece of Lemurian quartz, you can still tap into that fifth dimension, you just have to give yourself permission to, which can be a little bit harder than just receiving what someone's already put there for you, because you have to do it yourself. Now, I personally love doing things myself. It's great. Ain't no problem with that. But the problem is that we just don't know what we don't know. It can be hard to tap into these latent, more kind of dormant parts of ourselves. I don't know if latent was the right word, it just sounded cool. I don't even know what I just said. That's one of the other things about Lemurian Quartz. Ever since I got it, I'm just saying stuff, and to me, I'm channeling my being. When you guys see me holding my record keeper Diamantina Lemurian Quartz, the words that I'm saying, the flow that I have, the vibration that emanates from me, have you noticed it's different? I'm seriously asking you, have you noticed a difference when I'm holding this in a video? Because I freaking do notice a huge difference. I'm not talking as Nathan anymore. There is something very, very powerful that I really actually am. I am a massive, massive energetic entity being. And I'm here to hold space for others. And I know that. I have tapped into this part of myself. I know exactly what I'm doing here. And it's pretty cool. I'm here to hold space for others and to just be there for them. And it's as simple as that. The rest, I get to just have fun and enjoy being here. And by being myself and being my genuine expression, that's where the magic happens. And this is exactly what was imprinted into me from my record keeper Diamantina Lemurian Quartz. You do not have to go out of your way to help other people. There's this concept and this prophecy going around right now that people who are in service to self are basically going to like not exist or stay in a low vibrational reality, and people who are at least 51% in service to others, like above 50%, they're going to be ascended into a heaven, okay? Now, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is absolutely real, so I'm not dissing anybody's perspectives or anything. From what I've learned from the Lemurian Quartz that shifts through dimensions, all of these things are actually true, all of them are happening. You, in your true being of who you're choosing to be here and what you're doing, you are actually the one who chooses what version of reality you align with. Personally, it has been my experience that if you try to help others and you try to service others, you're not going to do an effective job. If you just be your true, authentic self, if you just do what brings you joy, if you talk about the things you love, if you wear the things you love, if you be the things you love, all of a sudden, you're in service to everyone around you. The trees love you, the ground you're walking on, the animals, the people. Everywhere you go, everything is just hugging you and so grateful to you. And you simultaneously feel it to everything as well. It is an amazing state to experience. And why does it happen? Because you are aligned with your true being. If we try to spend our whole lives trying to be in service to others, trying to help other people, trying to do all this stuff, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. You're obviously trying to be good and do stuff for other people. But you don't have to do that. You don't even have to try. Because who you really are, that being that you came here and you are being right now, if you just listen to your heart and you move forward with what brings you joy and is exciting to you, you will indirectly help everyone way, way, way more than you possibly could just by trying to be someone who's servicing others so that you get ascended into the heaven dimension while everybody else stays stagnant in a low vibe one. And this is something that I feel pretty good about, because I was trying so hard to help everybody and put out all this amazing information that was going to change everybody's lives. And I actually look back now and I see that I probably caused more harm than anything by me in those moments, because I don't always have these moments, guys. Sometimes I fall out of place. Sometimes I'm going through stuff too. Obviously, I post it on YouTube all the time. The thing is when I just let go, I stop trying to be anything and I just walk my path. This is when everybody's sending me messages telling me how much I'm helping them. This is when people I pass by at the grocery store just instantly smile at me and try to talk to me and feel healed by just being next to me. I don't have to do anything. It's the opposite. I stop doing all the things I've been doing and I just be me. And suddenly I'm in service to the entire universe. Food for thought. Because it's my personal opinion that to be service to others, you actually have to be servicing yourself. Listen to your soul, your heart, the spark that you are. That's God. That's the extension of God that you are. Service that part of yourself. Do what you love. Allow yourself to experience all the abundance of the world. You can have everything and be totally happy and just exist in a way where you don't have to care about anything. You just get to be yourself and be that kid part of yourself and enjoy life. And you will indirectly be servicing everyone else. So it's my personal opinion that instead of trying to focus on being a service to others, service that part of yourself and you will be a service to everyone around you in amazing ways that I forget sometimes when I start getting really caught up in trying to create my own story. But the magic of the record keepers is that they constantly remind me and give me this feeling and vibration from a being who was at a level of awareness where they weren't trying to be anything. They didn't have any stories or roles they were trying to shove themselves into. They knew who they were without even having to know, just by being you. You are the magic that you've been looking for. Every single bit of magic comes from one single place, that spark in you. Service that spark. I'm telling you, service that spark. Diamantina Lemurian Quartz, if you guys can't tell, is something that puts me in a whole other vibe that is, it is so far from everything else. So many of the other crystals that I work with bring me into so much transformation and inner work. The Diamantina Lemurian Quartz doesn't bring me into inner work. It brings me to just inner/outer realization all at once. And it's like I can just step out of the path of being the version of me that's doing all this really intense work because I don't have to be. That's what I'm choosing on that level, to be going through all this serious stuff. The Diamantina Lemurian Quartz helps me just go, oh my God. Oh, cool. Totally different lifeline and timeline now. Totally different version. This is the me that I came to be. How cool is that? So, I actually have a whole collection of record keepers, guys. Oh my God. You guys are gonna die when I show you this. I have been absolutely obsessed with record keepers, and because of how rare they are, every place we go to that on our travels, if you guys know, I travel around in a van with my partner, we're traveling right now. Every town I go to that has a crystal store, I go in and I search, and I search. And I get the record keepers because they speak to me and I love them. And I truly feel in my truest heart of hearts, my real spark, my real being, that in that holding space for others, I also happen to love crystals. And so servicing that spark in myself is bringing those crystals to me. That's part of me servicing myself. I love them. I bring them to me, and indirectly, guess what? They end up going to other people and sharing that joy. Anyways, I'm totally tangenting. I have a collection of record keepers that I have been essentially hoarding, okay? Essentially hoarding. I'm gonna show them to you guys right now. And I'm gonna show you how cool they are and show you the different kinds of triangles and stuff. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about the difference in energy between some of them. And I also wanna let you guys know that I've uploaded a handful, just a handful, to my Etsy because I really feel connected to these pieces and I wanna hold on to them. But there's a few that in the process of making this video I was interacting with, and I just know. I can't explain to you guys, I know it's meant for somebody watching this video. So I'm putting those up. Only buy those, guys, if it truly resonates with you, because it's gonna be very powerful if it does, and if it doesn't really resonate with you, maybe you're just the person that is gonna pass it on to the quote-unquote correct person. It's just something interesting I've experienced with timelines and shifting and Lemurian Quartz in specific, so now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the Lemurian Quartz on the screen. Honestly, I really have a passion for a lot of different kinds of crystals, but for some reason, I feel like this is the special case where I feel like the record keeper, Diamantina Lemurian Quartz, they speak to me, and it's almost like they seek me out. Because you'd be surprised by how many I've got and all these that you'd think that it wasn't that rare. But they are really rare to find. And for some reason, when we go places, Ruby and I are traveling the world right now, so when we go places, we visit almost all the crystal stores, and I'll go through and I choose the ones that are the record keepers and have the most consciousness to them. And so this is the collection that I've been hoarding actually for a while. Some of these pieces I've had for a really long time. Some of them are newer. There's something cool that I wanted to show you guys. So this is my main piece here that I carry around with me. This is my main Diamantina Lemurian Quartz record keeper that I work with, but obviously I can't carry that piece around. I'll show you guys the record on there in a second. So this is the one that I carry around. This is the one that you see me holding in my videos and stuff. So here's the fun thing. I got this piece from a store here in Mount Shasta. Now later on, we went to the store and Ruby wanted one, and so she picked from the ones that they had, and she picked this piece. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. I think that it's really hard to show the records, to be honest, but this one has so many on it, I think I might be able to flash show some of them to you. See how hard it is to show you? Because when you get it correct, then the light's in the way. Dang. Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you guys the records on these. You'll just have to take my word for the fact that they're record keepers, I guess. It's really hard to show the records unless you're there in person. But here's the fun thing. Ruby chose this one, I chose this one, and later on, we found out that they go together. Check that out. Isn't that freaking wild? They're from the same one, so they actually connect this way perfectly. And that was like such a trippy thing for us. So this one is actually the first piece of quartz that I ever started working with. And when I started working with this one, I didn't even really know what Lemurian Quartz was or record keepers or any of that. But working with this piece, I started to unlock secrets of time travel and downloads within myself about how I could step between realities. And I thought that was amazing. It was only later on I learned about Diamantina Lemurian Quartz. And that's when I went back and looked to this piece. That was my first piece. I know how huge it is. And this is literally a record keeper. Let me see, maybe it'll let me show you guys the triangle on this one. Let's see. I remember exactly where it is. It's really hard to show, but I'll point an arrow at it on the screen. You can kind of see it, but it's like I said, it's the way that the lighting is. It's very challenging to pick it up. So super epic. These are the ones that I keep in this special case. If you guys are curious what this is, I'll just show you. This is actually fire opal. So this is a fire opal collection that I have. I'll probably make some videos on this soon, but right now it's just Ruby and I are working with these pieces that we got. And I thought it would be cool to show this to you guys. Look at that color. Isn't that epic? But that's not all. I mean, the cool thing about the Diamantina Lemurian record keepers is oftentimes when you go to stores, and like I said, you'll find that they're selling like Diamantina Brazilian quartz. You'll find them more in sizes like this, right? And that's where you can really look through what they've got and find some record keepers for yourself, and you'll see the difference in energy. This one is just like an amazing specimen. This one is just popping. I love it. And don't even get me started about once you start getting angel chimes going. This is my case for ones that I'm selling on my crystal store tagged below. So these are some of the ones that I have up. But it's just awesome. There's so much personality to them, and it doesn't matter that I have so many different pieces of the same thing, because all the energy is different, and it's as if the downloads for each piece come in differently. You know, it seems like it's all flying around on the same kind of vibration and resonance, but it seems like the downloads that you get, maybe those are unique to the piece and that they're imprinted in there, or maybe it's the downloads that you and your being are just ready to receive, you know? I know, it's very interesting. I love these guys. So there you go, guys. That's my Diamantina Lemurian Quartz collection. Yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking below. I'll see you guys for the next video.